welcome back to Ace Run Disc Golf. Today I am out at our favorite test course and I am actually going to be filming my 2022 in the bag. Last year was the first year I ever filmed one of these, and honestly my bag is completely different, so I'm excited to go through all the discs that I've acquired over the last year and kind of talk through what I use each one for and what I'm planning to do this year with them. First things first, this is my bag. I use a Prodigy bag. I really like the quality of these. I got one for Charles a year before me, and last year when I decided I needed a bag for myself, this was my first choice. It holds 20 discs easily. I normally carry 18 mids to drivers, and then I carry 2 to 3 putters at a time. Just a better look at the bag. It's a little messy, a little dirty right now. Could probably give it a good clean before the season, but I like to keep 2 putters and my mini up front, and then I keep the rest of my discs in the main compartment. I should organize these, but I don't. I just kind of pull and then put them back. This top pocket is really big, and I keep like my phone and keys and stuff in there, and then it's got 2 side pockets for a water bottle. I normally do water bottle and then towel for wet, damp rounds, and then there's zipper pockets on each side where I normally will keep like snacks. I keep like sunscreen and stuff in here, so this bag can hold a lot. First things first, we're gonna go through putt and approach discs. I have quite a few because I keep some for putting practice specifically. My main go-to putter is my Jawbreaker Focus. This is the last one I have of these. I can't find them anywhere. So I'm kind of keeping this one like very safe, and I don't really practice with it. I just use it for rounds and tournaments. I'm working in a bunch of other types of focuses, different plastics, to try and find replacements because I like the mold, but I haven't found anything that's quite like this original Jawbreaker plastic. If anyone has any hookups to getting these putters, please let me know. The other types I've been trying is just a regular focus. I don't mind this one. It's working for me, and I also have a Crazy Tough. This is a ledgestone edition. This one is also not bad. And then I've got 3 of the same Adam Hammies. These I believe are Jawbreaker or like a Jawbreaker blend focus. So these are technically the closest, but these are also the newest, so they're the least beat in, and that's why I'm practicing a lot with these to kind of try to get them really beat in. But I like them, and they are really pretty. I also have 2 approach discs that I use pretty frequently. This one is from my old in the bag. You might remember my Rhino. This is, I believe, just a DX Rhino. You can get these for super cheap, but they'll last you a really long time, and they are really reliable approach discs. Like for me, this is going to do exactly what I want every single time, and I also think they're not bad as a beginner option. I can actually drive with this if it's a short hole. I can get about 200 out of it without it, you know, flipping or going crazy, so it's pretty versatile. And then recently I've been exploring this. This is a Discmania Logic, and I really like this. This is a disc that I pull out typically if I need to drive with a putter. I like this. It will just go straight for me. This is the type of plastic that I love, where it's like soft touch matte. So it's a little bit grippy, it's a little bit dusty. This is my favorite type of plastic, and this is very similar to the Jawbreaker Focus, the original ones that I like. So I think that's why I like this one so much. So all in all, for a normal round, I would bring probably 2 focuses, and then I always have these 2 as my like approach discs in my bag. Also, in my little putter pocket, I always keep my mini. Shout out to Plastic Addicts. My dad got me this from when I played ledgestone last year, and yeah, this is the mini I use. All right, next we've got MidRanges, and this has kind of been fluctuating. I feel like I actually have a lot more MidRanges, but in truth, these are the 4 that I will actually throw in a round or to like at a tournament. These are probably the only ones I would actually use. First, I've got a Prime Verdict from Dynamic Discs. This is like the flattest disc in the world. I love this for like easy forehand flick approach shot. Dynamic disc prime plastic is also some of my favorite. It's got that similar feel where it's nice, soft touch matte. And this is a pretty stable mid. It's not going to go very far, and you can kind of depend on it if you need something that's always going to die. Like I said, I really like it for little like dumpy forehands. Then we've got this also from Dynamic Discs. This is a Patrol. This actually Charles got when he did a trilogy challenge. It is maybe the most understable mid-range in the world, but it is a really good utility disc to have. For those weird shots where it's like, it's not really a forehand, it's not really a backhand, this is going to glide forever, and it is always going to go right, and it's going to go right fast. So I only use this in very specific scenarios, and honestly, I'm not always the best with it, but I'm getting better at understanding how it flies, and it's pretty useful to have in your bag. Yesterday we played around, and the hole is pretty much, you know, tees facing this way and the basket is directly over here. So I was able to throw like a really big floaty anhyzer and park the basket, which I've never done before, but that's exactly what this disc is for. So good utility, good to have on hand, because I don't really have a lot of understable discs. That's something that I've been working on filling out my bag with. Then also from Dynamic Discs, I've got a Truth. This Truth is really cool because it's actually a double stamp. This is a Lucid Truth, I want to say. This is probably one of my more stable mids I like to have on hand for very windy rounds. Like if I need something that I can throw really hard or something that I know will fight through the wind, that's when I kind of go to this disc. It's probably one of my less used mids compared to like the Verdict and my Buzz I'm gonna talk about, but I do like to have this on hand. And then this has become my all-time favorite mid. This is a Z-Glow Flex Buzz that I got last year for playing at Ledgestone, and I'm so glad I picked this up. Not only is it really, really pretty, but it's such a good disc. It can do whatever you want. It's one of those discs where whatever line you put it on, it's gonna do that. If you want it to hyzer out, it will. If you want it to flip, it will. If you want it to go dead straight, it will. I really like that it's a pretty flat plate, and it will move, like it can go, but also it doesn't have to. It's not one of those discs where you have to put a lot of power to get it where you need to, but it can also handle the power. So I feel like it's just a really good disc to have, and there's really kind of no wrong situation to use this in. All right, next we're gonna go into Fairways. This is probably one of my more used disc, just for the courses that we tend to play and also for how I like to play. This is one of the first discs I ever got. It is my favorite disc. If I ever lost this, it would be a sad day.
If I ever lost this, it would be a sad day.
This is a Ken Climo Champ T-Bird, and this is like the most dependable thing I have in my bag. I love how stable this is. I can throw this as hard as I want, and I know it's not going to betray me. I really like this for standstill shots. That's like kind of my get out of jail free card. And yeah, it's just very reliable. It's something that I am probably pulling out every single round, no matter the course. This is coming out of my bag. This is a new addition. If you watched our Discmania mystery box unboxing, this is something new that we got, and I have been loving it. I cannot remember actually if this is the Instinct or the Rockstar, but I'll put it on the screen. But this is very similar to the T-Bird in my hands. It flies about the same, except this is going to finish more straight for me. So I really like this. I like it on hallway shots where I need distance and I want to just be able to like put power on something, but I kind of know it's just going to go straight. That's where this has been really handy. I've been liking it a lot in wooded courses. This is something that I recently put back into my bag. This is a Dynamic Disc Convict. I really like this. It's a 9-speed, so it's a little bit faster than like a T-Bird or the Instinct / Rockstar. But again, kind of one of those discs that is pretty dependable. It's just gonna mostly go straight, but I can also get it to be a really nice hyzer shot, and it's fast. Like, it's gonna go places, which is my preference for discs. Okay, this is another ledgestone edition that I picked up last summer, and it has quickly become one of my favorite discs. It's quickly becoming one of my most dependable discs, which I was not predicting, but this is a Discraft Malta. It is faster than a 5-speed, I feel like. Like, I feel like it flies faster than that, but it is such a handy disc. It is pretty stable, so you can get it to hyzer out, but if you put power on it, it's also gonna fly flat. And I just feel like it's a really good in-between disc where you're like, I don't wanna throw a full fairway driver, and I also don't wanna throw a mid. Like, I need something in between that. That's when I pull this out, and also it is really pretty. Like, it looks like the ocean. I wasn't expecting to like this one as much as I do, but like for some of those middle distance courses where the holes are not super long, but they're also not like ace runs every hole, I love driving with this. And it's also really nice for longer approach shots. This is another disc that I was not throwing last year. This was actually in Charles's bag previously. This is a Roadrunner. I think it's Star. It's either I think it's a Star Roadrunner, and I like this for wet conditions, like winter disc golf, when you don't have very good footing and you need something that is not so stable. It's not going to dump out every time. This is perfect for those. And I also really like this as a forehand disc. I'm still trying to figure that out, what I like to throw, but this right now has been my go-to because for some reason, something about this disc, I can get a really nice flex forehand flight out of it. And this just is a little bit understable too compared to some of my other distance drivers. So I pull this out on holes where I want something that I can throw hard and get to finish right. It is the perfect stability for that in my hand. But we are on to distance drivers. I carry a variety of them. I've slimmed down my molds, and I think I've kind of got it down to my 2-3 favorites. Technically, I mean, this is a fairway driver, but I throw it more when I want distance. This is a Champ Valkyrie. This is one of my favorite discs. Again, this is probably like my most reliable distance driver. This is kind of like my magic disc. It just does things. Like, I feel like we all have those discs where it's like, I don't know, it just does things that no other disc could do no matter how you throw it. It flies pretty straight for me. I can get it to finish right, and I can also get it to finish left. It's not like, I'm not gonna throw this if I want big distance. I'm gonna throw this if I want reliable distance. Next, my newest favorite mold, which is the Shrike. These have become like my go-tos. So I have what I call my donut Shrike, which I unboxed last year. This is a Star Shrike, and this is like, I just love this disc. I can put my max power on it, and it's gonna go places, and it's gonna go fast. Mostly this is gonna fly straight for me. I can get flex shots out of this. It's almost always going to finish straight or just slightly left. So that's kind of what I like that for. So I pretty much only pull out the Glow Strike if I want, like, I'm gonna throw a big hyzer or I'm gonna throw a big power. This is actually a little bit more understable than this, but I like throwing this on big hyzers. And then this is like my tried and true distance mold. These are my stable distance driver. These are the Dynamic Disc Sheriffs. So I've got a Fusion Sheriff, and then I also have a Metallic Lucid Sheriff. This flies very similar to my Donut Shrike, actually. I throw them in pretty similar situations. I would say it's just a step more stable. So like, I kind of use my own judgment call or like gut feeling on if I want to throw the Donut or if I want to throw this, but these are pretty similar to me for how I use them. And then this is like stable big hyzers. That's the only reason I'm throwing this. I don't pull it out a lot. It's very situational. If I need to throw far and I need it to finish left, I'm throwing this Sheriff. Alright, so that is everything that is in my bag currently. I am positive there will be changes as we go throughout the summer and playing ledgestone this year and get new discs. I'm really excited for that. But this is kind of how my bag's been shaping up. And I feel like if you watch last year's and then watch this year's, you can see some similarities and you can see where I've cut things and also where I've filled in some gaps. So I'm feeling really good about where my bag is currently. I'd love to know in the comments if you throw any of these discs, how you use them, which ones are your favorites, and if there's any disc that you feel like, based on what I have here, that I would also really like, because if you guys have watched any of our other videos, you know that we will buy the discs and we will try them. That is everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. More answer is going to be coming up very soon, so don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and we will see you again very soon.
That was dang in the middle of that. We're almost there, guys.